Why is the Titanic special? The Titanic is special for various reasons. One, at that time in 1912, it was the largest cruise ship or passenger liner built at that time, the largest in the world. This ship could carry over 3,500 people on a single trip. It had classes. It had the capacity to take more than 800 first-class people. It had the capacity to take slightly more than 600 second-class people. And it had the capacity to take more than 1,000 third-class people. And on top of that, it also had the capacity to take more than 900 crew members to look after those people. Now that was big. That was special. At that time, that was special. Secondly, the Titanic was built to be the unsinkable. In fact, it was known as the unsinkable because the people who built it, Harland and Wolff, they built it and told these people that this thing was unsinkable. It could not sink. So you can imagine the excitement. They said they had watertight compartments where water cannot go in there to cause it to sink. And in case water was coming in, they had these remotely controlled doors that they could shut so that water cannot come in, and so many other things they did. They designed this thing to be unsinkable, and that was their marketing strategy. That, hey, come, because this boat has been designed not to sink. So that was special. Third, why was it special? Because it sank. So the unsinkable sank. That's special because you market this thing, you tell people, hey, this is the thing, this is the it. It has come to solve your issues. You know, it's going to, first of all, have more stoppages. It's going to be very luxurious. It's going to move faster and take you to places faster. It's going to have a lot of benefits. And then it sank. And guess what? It sank on its maiden voyage. Like the first time it went to make a trip is when it sank. So the unsinkable sank. That's special. What else was special? When it sank with the richest men in the world at that time. From America, from Europe, the richest men were aboard that ship. And most of them perished, died. So that's special. Why else was it special? Because over 1,500 people are estimated to have died. That's a lot of people. And most of them, the people who died, mostly came from third class. Era bambi. Third class people died the most, then the second class, and then the first class. So there are fewer people who died in first class for various reasons. They had more lifeboats, and the crew made sure that they gave them priority. So they got them off first onto the lifeboats, and then the third class last. And the third class had mostly immigrants, you know, who wanted to move away from Europe to go to USA and Canada, you know, for better opportunities. When this boat sank, when this ship sank, it had 20 lifeboats on it. However, it had the potential or the capacity to carry 48 lifeboats. Why they didn't carry all the 48? Because everybody thought it was unsinkable and they need to prove it. Why do you carry so many lifeboats on a ship when you've just assured people that it's unsinkable? So they carried less than half of what they could carry. And each boat could save up to 60 people or even more. But these guys chose to have only 20 lifeboats on there. And even those 20 lifeboats that could save maybe approximately 1,200 people were not filled to capacity, because at the end, only 700 people, about 700 people were saved. Why? Because even as it was sinking, many people stayed on because they believed it was unsinkable. When it sank, it had about 2,300 people estimated. It could have gotten full. However, there was a strike happening in England at that time that prevented other people, from coming to join the ship. But if that strike was not there, it probably would have filled to capacity of 3,500 or more. Also, what I didn't say is that this ship was very, very luxurious. Luxurious, whatever. It was very, very luxurious. It had swimming pool, it had courts to play squash, it had so many interesting things. It had very expensive restaurants. And in fact, even the first class was divided. Not everybody was in the first. They were also, even the first class was grouped. There are those who could afford these things and those who couldn't afford some of the finest restaurants. And in fact, it is estimated that the ticket to the highest first class today would cost about 430 million Ugandan shillings. Anyway, to cut my stories short, they started building this ship in 1911. By 2nd of April in 1912, it was completed. And on the 10th of April, it was setting off for its first trip from England to the United States in New York. And by 15th April, it had sunk. At 2 a.m., it was no more. That's why it's special.